Guys, we are locked and loaded, almost ready to go. See, Aquamarina, Laxo 320, it takes about 10-15 minutes to blow it up with a bellow pump. I reckon if you had a proper stirrup pump, 5-10 minutes. Right guys, boat's ready to go, we're on the water, all the bags are tied in, secure. Let's go, first time on the proper river. Yeah, if I can get under them willows there, we should be able to get out. I might camp. Can dock out there, couldn't I? Watch them spikes under there and fallen trees. Come on, mush. I want to get at least to the bridge. So I can check whether I can sleep under the bridge. You know what I mean? Fuck me, this is hard work. It's more or less like white water now. I was expecting this. Been paddling for 2 hours. We ain't going anywhere, guys, look. Need to get out and fast. We're home. Feet are a bit wet, but we're gonna have to live with that. Yes guys, we are home. This is camp for the night. I'm gonna get all my gear up there, find a decent little pad, you know, and we are set. That was a mission. I wasn't expecting this. Bottoming out quite a lot. But yeah, we've still got all the gear on board. We're laughing. Let's get up here, find an area, and then we'll have a look about the island and that. See you in a bit. Bonus. Hello, welcome back guys. We've boarded the island, Say Island. It's just a bit of land in the river, in the middle of the river. There's the boat out there. I have tied it up. I've come across, we are going to struggle tonight because, bear in mind, no one's probably been on here for hundreds of years. Or probably never. But look, I found an otter's nest. I was just clearing a pathway through because I need to find an area I can set up camp. Look, they've embedded all these sticks. Created like it's like a triangle. They must have dragged them big sticks up. Looks like it. Unless it's just fell naturally. But to me that looks a perfect triangle. Like a nest, you know what I mean? They've gathered all different sticks. I don't want to disturb it, to be honest, because it's natural. Yeah, I'm guessing otters, man. I'm going to get all my gear up onto land and the boat, up onto that tree. And then I'm going to have to try and make my way through and find a decent area, man. I was thinking here, if I cleared all these, I was going to cut these up. I've got my little folding saw and my knife. I was going to cut all these up for firewood and then just flatten all this greenery. And I was going to put my hammock between these two trees here. Oh guys, we're on land, yeah, all the gear's on land. The bottom of the boat, it's a little bit scratched up, but I think it's alright. I don't even notice this valve here on the bottom. Oh, you're joking me, bro. There's another bit here. What did I never blow up? Did I blow that bit up? Feeds all the front and the back. Oh well, we made it. I don't know that was there. I don't read the book. Yeah, we're gonna struggle, man, but I'm guessing this here, this area, I'm gonna clear it out really good. This might be camp. From there to there I can get my hammock. I keep hearing otters, man, diving in and that. There's a nest here, otter nest here. I don't know if they'll attack me or not. Will they bite me? I'll leave nature to do what it's got to do. Once I've got a fire going in there, we'll be alright. But yeah, I've got all the gear. All the gear on land. A lot of gear. 3% battery, so it's going to go. Now we're on land, the boat's there secure. I don't think anyone's going to come along and steal it. I'm going to go and explore the island now. Go and have a mission around, eh? I do need to get a fire going so I can dry off. I'm absolutely soaked. I've been chipping away for 10 minutes. Oh, a few minutes. Whole place just chock, man. I did want to explore the lot. I was hoping to God it was just like a normal forest, normal woodland, but it ain't. Plenty of firewood. I've got to watch deadfall as well. A lot of this here foot hanging down I'm going to burn tonight. Half of these. Perfect, crispy dry. So that's coming down. I'll burn all that. Got my little wood saw. So we're alright for firewood. I just don't really fancy trekking all through this lot. Just to look at this kind of shit. You know, I was hoping to find a nice little area. Obviously not. There was some geese at the front, little gravel patch, but then most of it is willows. Maybe I can get through there and have a go this way. I've got to watch my footing. I don't want an injury. Yeah, it all looks the same. It's all just overgrown, bad like. I'm going to keep chipping away, and hopefully we can find a better spot. But if worst comes to worst, I'm going to have to flatten all of this here. Show you. Flatten all this, cut these off, can burn these as well. Cut all that down, that overhanging bit of shit all here. This, dig this out, and hopefully my hammock will go in between that tree and that one. And my tarp, bosher, this will be shelter. I've got to be careful having a fire. I need a fire because I ain't bought my gas stove. We've got to have a natural fire. So what I'm going to have to do, it is quite dirty and sandy underneath. But I'm going to find a stick, sharpen it up, make a bit of a shovel. I'm going to dig quite down like a pit. Because look, the whole floor is just like this, pure dry. Little sticks and that. And I don't want to set the whole place alight. So we're going to dig down, get a good fire pit on the go. I was a bit concerned about the otters, but I think it's just washed up debris, that is. You know. I've had a scuffle about under it and that, they would have attacked me by now, I reckon. But yeah, I'm going to keep having a little look around. I'm going to have me a little snack. Got a flapjack, I've got 3 MREs today. Peri-peri chicken and rice, beef stew, and all day breakfast for in the morning. Well guys, hopefully you can hear me crystal clear. I'm going to go with option B. We're going to clear this area here. I've already dug most of this out. I'm going to clear all this greenery is going. Then my tarp is going across here, and then my hammock. So we'll be sleeping. We'll be sleeping here. Going to get a nice fire pit here. Just seen two lads go past on kayaks. They've seen me. Two inflatables smoking. Says you're right in that. Obviously I've been spotted, but they seem on a level. So yeah, I'm going to clean all this area. Then we're going to set up the hammock and tarp. Then we're going to start prepping some firewood and building the fire pit. I'm probably going to struggle for rocks and stuff like that, so I'm just going to dig a little hole. But yeah, that's the plan. I'm going to clear all this and we're going to crack on. So yeah. At least with all this greenery gone, I can see if any rats and stuff, you know what I mean? But otters, that's my main concern, otters. Obviously we're sleeping above ground, so it shouldn't really be an issue, but I want to be able to see my surroundings, especially at night time when it's dark. You know, I don't want rats and stuff around me. But yeah, overall guys, I'm impressed with that boat. Not going to lie to you. So much comfortabler than the other one. Obviously for 39 quid, brought me into the sport, you know what I mean? So it's not too bad really. I've promised that one to give to my mate, so he can always use it if we go on some missions and that together. Bit of wild camping. I'm disappointed really in myself again for not well, I can't really research, can I? There's nothing to research really. It's just a bit of woodland in the middle of the river. I was just hoping it would have been a bit better, like. Obviously, no paths, nothing like that. You know what I mean? But yeah, camp. This is camp for tonight, boys. It's a bit small, but it'll do. You know what I mean? It'll do the job. So I'm going to get the tarp out now. Get the tarp out, get that rigged up. Then I want to talk to you about prepping firewood. Everything here is literally bone dry, so we ain't going to have an issue with that. But I want to give you a few tips, tricks, etc. You know, what to look for, certain sticks, how to tell if they've got moisture in them. That's snapped clean off. That proves to me that that's bone dry. If you snap it and you've got to twist it to break it off, that means there's still moisture within it. So when they snap cleanly, it's bone dry. You can tell by the sound anyway. Bone dry. Absolutely crystal dry. No. So yeah. But anyway, we'll talk about that in a bit. A little bit more clearing up to do here. Then we'll get the shelter up. Right, better crack on. I could easily fall asleep. Right, that's the hammock up. It is a bit low, a bit dodgy, but that's how it's got to be. So yeah, next I'm going to get the tarp up from here across to there, stretch it nice and tight. I'm going to put a second line underneath that just to hang my bags up and stuff in case it rains. I'm guessing obviously nobody's going to come here, but at least under my tarp, if anybody starts untying my bags and that, I'm going to hear them, ain't I? Tarp next. I want to talk to you about tarps and tying them up. Obviously I'm going to throw my ridge line up first, half inch blood knot. Then I tend to put a ridge line up first. I'll show you. Tend to put my ridge line up first, then I peg the tarp to that using a monkey fist, which I'm going to show you how to do that. It's pretty simple really. I'm going to tie this ridge line up. It's going to be a little bit awkward, I think. Yeah, monkey fist knot. I will show you in a second how we do them. Monkey fist and a toggle. Should I put the body cam on really so I can show you all this? Right. Basically, don't do what I just didn't get rope burn. A monkey fist is, it's an adjustable knot. You can move it up and down your ridge line. It's basically a loop, just a loop, standard knot. Burnt the ends over. So what you do, let me tie this on here roughly so you can see. So what you do, guys, you basically, you get your loop with the knot facing at the top. You loop it through once, loop it through again, and pull it down. Can you see how it's created like, looks a little bit like a fist? 4 fingers with your knot at the bottom. Now that, once you pull it tight enough, once you cinch it up properly like a fist, squeeze it all together, nip it up. Now that will slide one way, but once you're putting tension on the loop, it'll slide one way, but then it locks the other. You know what I'm saying? Once it's cinched up properly, it will lock. See how it's not budging now? Solid. But you can still slide it up and down with your fingers there. But once you put tension on this loop, it doesn't move, it locks. So what the idea is, you put your tarp toggle through that, then you get a little stick, and you slide and lock it into place. I'll show you. I'm going to get my chest plate on and I'll show you. Right guys, let's talk monkey fists. I've had to put the ridge line quite high up because there ain't many tie off points, hardly any trees. So it's a case of, it's just going to be dropped down straight guide pegs and ropes. But yeah, centre point of the tarp. Basically, this, hopefully you can see it, this monkey fist, what I've already made, as you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4, looks like a fist. Slides easily across. Your loop, that's for your toggle. Basically, what I've done is got a little stick. It is quite brittle and the snap easy, but I've sawed the ends off, just, you know, so it don't rip the tarp, made nice, not sharp. So basically, you pull that down, you pull your monkey fist down, you put your loop of your tarp through it, and you get your toggle, feed it through the tarp, like that. Then once you've done 1, 2 and 3, you can then stretch it. Do you know what I'm saying? You can tighten it sideways, and once it's locked in, it will. It's only sliding now because I'm allowing it to. It's free. I ain't cinched it up. But once they're locked into place, that's it. They're into place, and the tarp's virtually done. So yeah, the monkey fish knot. I will give you a more in-depth video of how to do all different knots and that. But yeah, I could have just put the ridge line straight up, or you could feed your ridge line through the tie-off points. Tie one end, then feed your tarp onto the ridge line. But then there ain't really no way of tightening it up. You know what I'm saying? So I tend to put a straight ridge line. Would have got my monkey fists on there. So yeah, that's how I do it. Or you could put your ridge line up first, throw your tarp over it, like an A-frame. But each to their own. But I prefer this method. You know what I mean? I enjoy doing it. It's pretty fun. Well, I'm going to knock another 2 little pegs up and stretch her out, get a pin down at the back. The front, it's going to be a little bit awkward. I've got plenty of paracord. I might have to just reach out to that tree there for that front corner. And possibly that front corner, just stretch it over there, but it ain't going to be perfect. But yeah, I think the nice water, the noise of the water, and that'll be nice. Nothing ever goes to plan really for me, but you got to make the most of what you can here. Some nice driftwood there, and nice piece of slate there actually. Look at the gear I've had to bring, you would not believe it. The grey bag is just my sleeping bag, that, a few other little bits. Then I've got all my electronics, all my camera equipment, and then food. But yeah, I've got these. I always take a bag pre-tied. I pre-tie these. That clip's knackered, but it'll still look on. But yeah, I make these myself. Just little clip carabiners, all different lengths. A couple of these. I just cinch them out to the trees and whatever. Loads of them, some pegs. To be honest, I've actually come light on my camping gear. I really bought. I've got my cook pot, my knife, and my folding saw. So I've got my Mora, folding saw, and just my cook pot. I've got my lantern. The rest is basically just bedding and clothing and stuff like that. So that's all I've bought really. We'll survive. There's another electronic box. Right guys, welcome back again. Look how fast that water's going, man. It was worse than that this morning. Yeah, shelter is done. Don't look the best, to be fair. But considering the situation I'm in, the area, I've had to tie out to that tree over there. That tree over there. And just bodge it really. You know what I mean? It's tight. If it rains, we're definitely going to stay dry. In all fairness, now it's all cleared out and that, it ain't actually a bad little pad really. Yeah, look. Obviously I chopped all this away. Yeah, look at all this. If I can get this down in one, which I doubt it, it's just going to keep breaking off. But all of that it's all dead for. I will get it down. It's starting to land on my head. But anyway, there's plenty to go at. Obviously, now I've been here once. At least I know I can make my little camp there at the front. Or I might keep coming back, you know what I mean? And keep treading all this down. Make your own little paths. Eventually I could make a cabin. Obviously today, I did want to get to the bridge. I might go on a little mission later, a bit later tonight. You know, I need to get a fire going and that. But that's definitely camp for tonight. Now we set up there. I might, you know, chop a bit more away and get further to the bridge and assess the fucking situation over there. You know what I mean? The word I'm trying to say. But yeah, because there might have been an easier access with the boat straight round onto some nice land, bosh out into an open little area. I'm thinking under the bridge might be not so overgrown because there's no sunlight to get into it, you know what I mean? So in the morning when we hit the water again, if it ain't rapid, like so rapid, I am going to go up and round the back of the island. It ain't very big. You can hear the cars from here, so the bridge is literally 50-60 metres that way. But I just can't be arsed with all this chopping all the shit down. You know, I had a 2-hour paddle here and it's going to be dark in the next hour or two. So we've got plenty of wood for tonight. I'm going to start cutting a little bit up. I'm going to dig a little fire pit now. I was going to do a Dakota fire pit, so it's a bit more stealthy. And I was going to bring my wind surround. But I might build a little log wall there quickly. I think I'm going to do that. Because I've got some accessible wood here. Yeah, I'm going to build a little log wall so that the heat will reflect and people won't be able to see me. You know what I mean? Right guys, that's virtually the firewall done. It's not the prettiest, don't look the best, but it'll do its job. There's plenty of firewood here, but I guarantee you, the more energy I spend making that firewall, I'll end up burning it by 10 o'clock. So I'm going to leave it as that. I've got some firewood ready. I want to talk to you about fire, starting, how to, you know, I know a lot of you think, oh, anyone can light a fire. But could you do it in absolutely pissing down conditions, everything soaking wet? And luckily for me here, everything is bone dry, snappable. But could you do it in the pissing down of rain when it's been raining for 3 days, everything's soaking? So I'm going to give you a little explanation of how and what to look for, and you know, just some tips how to get a fire going in torrential weather. It's all bone dry now, obviously, but we're going to start off with feather sticks. Right guys, I'm going to explain to you about feather sticks, why we use them in bushcraft and camping. Basically, if it's been torrential rain, really bad weather, everything is soaking wet, with a feather stick, you basically you shave it off, shave the outer layer off. This is absolutely bone dry, so it's a bonus. And what you do with the feather stick, you're basically exposing the dry wood inside. Obviously, as you scroll it down nice and gently, you create curls like this. So the art is, let me lower this down a little bit so you can see a bit better. There we go. The art is to start off slowly and just create nice little curls like that. The sharper the knife, the better. Try not to go too deep. Once you get the feel for it, it just comes natural. But just create a lot of curls like that, and you expose the dry wood in the middle. As you can see, all these little shavings from where I've been making stuff, that's pretty handy as well to bed your bottom of your fire with. Yeah, so basically 3 or 4 of these, and as you're making curls, the tip of the knife seems to work better. But as you're making little tiny fine curls, these will ignite with a fire stick. They're ferro rod, so like I say, once you get the feel for it, turn it as you go, keep turning it, so you're getting little tiny slivers. Three or 4 of these, you're guaranteed. Well, you can create fire off just one. But look, I shouldn't have snapped that, but it's too dry. But look at that. That is perfect. So 3 or 4 of those in a little pile, and then with a very fine tip of your knife, tiny little curls, very fine little curls, almost as thin as paper. Then we'll take the fire stick. Also then, once you strike that with your fire steel. I can't with that knife, to be honest. I could possibly use my folding saw, but once you strike it with your ferro rod, then you place little thin sticks on, little tiny thin ones, just until nice and gently, don't try and starve it, just until you see the flame breaking through. Then you can go onto larger sticks, thicker diameter. So start off with really thin sticks to start with, until you get a nice flame, and slowly work your way up to this size, then even bigger, and just keep working your way up. And then these bad boys, I ain't got my axe to split them. It is better if you split the wood, because again you're exposing the dry material inside, but these thicker ones, these will be for night time. You know, when I just want to relax, chuck a few big ones on and it'll burn for ages. But yeah, I'm not quite ready to light the fire yet, but I just thought I'd show you feather sticks. So give it a try. You know, you might fail at first. I ain't the best at making them, but it does help if you've got a very sharp knife. As I said earlier, this one, there's a nasty little chip just there, if you can see it. When I was battening some wood in the garden, must have hit a nail. Feather sticks, guys, is just to expose the inner wood, the dry material in the middle. There is plenty of other options you can go with. I would recommend Vaseline and cotton balls. Just rub them in the Vaseline, put them in a little seal bag or a little tin. Also char cloth. I'm going to do a video on how to make that, and a lot of other videos coming up in the pipe work. But since I bought my kayak, I thought I'd give it a go, and I thought, why not make a full trip of it, little kayaking solo wild camp, you know. So here we are. But yeah, feather sticks, guys, give it a try. If all else fails, pull out a Bic lighter or a clipper. I've decided to build a Dakota fire pit. If you don't know what a Dakota fire pit is, I'm going to explain to you. But yeah, I've dug the first hole. A Dakota fire pit. Basically, you have your main fire pit there. Then you dig a little hole next to it, say 12 inches away from me. You dig a little hole, and then I need to dig a tunnel through here, basically underneath, connecting to that hole. So what happens is the wind and the air goes in the hole there underneath, makes like it just oxygenate the fire really good. The only downfall with these is you will burn wood quicker than you can blink. It'd be like a furnace. When the wind picks up, you'll hear your fire roaring proper. So the bigger the hole this side, the more airflow is going to come in, and it's obviously going to burn the wood quicker. But I'm going to dig probably 8 to 10 inch square, well, just a fraction smaller than this, probably half the size of that there. Chip through here a little tunnel, just so the fire can breathe. Because you've put it in the ground, you've lowered the fire, it ain't getting any air to the coals at the bottom. So that's the reason you dig a little tunnel and a breathing hole next to it. So yeah, that's the Dakota fire pit. We'll show you once it's complete. Probably 5-10 minutes and it'll be done. But yeah, I thought, keep the flames down, be a little bit more discreet, because there is a dog walking path just alongside there. Well, the actual river path, like. There's a car park there and a building. I don't clock it until about half hour ago. Just through there, a Tudor building. And I keep hearing voices, so people are walking by. So the more discreet I can be, the better. But yeah, we've got a bit of firewood ready. We're going to get cracking in a bit. Them are for later. There is loads of firewood, so all this deadfall, I'm going to clear a bit of this away. There's some down there I need to clear. But yeah, the Dakota fire pit, guys. Right, probably not the best. I could have done better, but we are through. See this stick, look? We are through. It's only a little breather hole, but it's enough for the fire to breathe. Do you know what I mean? So the air will go through there and the fire will flare up. It's not too deep. Could have done with doing it a little bit bigger, a little bit deeper. But the only trouble is now, just this centre bit, don't tread on it because it will collapse. But yeah, the idea of it is for stealth. So the fire's lower, the flames ain't so high, and this little hole is so the fire can still breathe while it's underground. Luckily, you have got to be careful because some woodlands and that, they're like really full of conifers, pine, so underground there's a lot of root systems, but this luckily is just pure dirt and sand, so we're okay. But normally it's not advisable to make fires in the ground. Keep your eye on it and always distinguish it like after. But yeah, the Dakota fire pit, guys, we're going to fire it up in a bit. I thought for a minute, guys, we was in a spot of a little bit of trouble then. I heard a trawler boat, like a canal boat.
Okay, let's go.
Boots are off. I'm in my bed. It's 20 to 11. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in the morning.